All right, so yeah, listen to this bullshit.
A long time.
And who is this woman to you? You don't know her. She's just some person on the TV. You don't know who the fuck this is. Why are you gonna listen to what she says?
Mass work. A simple cloth face covering can reduce the chance of spreading the virus by about 70%. We've heard that talked about today. So I just want everyone to know this is not a joke. It is not a hoax. This is not.
Anytime someone has to tell you it's not a joke and it's not a hoax and they're constantly reminding you of that during a pandemic, yeah, that means there isn't a pandemic. If there was a pandemic, you'd fucking know it, okay? Being constantly reminded. Putting billboard signs up that say, coronavirus is real, it's not a joke. Constantly reminding people that it's not a hoax. Yeah, people that do that, that means it's pretty, you need to look into it. Something going on.
Talked about today. So I just want everyone to know this is not a joke. It is not a hoax. This is not about politics. Just wear your mask because you want to live. And you want.
What was the sign language for hoax?
This is not about politics. So I just want everyone to know this is not a joke. It is not a hoax. This is not about politics. Just wear your mask because you want to live.
Yeah, wear it because you want to live.
And you want to protect those around you.
What if you don't want to protect those around you? What if you're sick of them and you want them to die?
It's one easy action that makes us all safer. I know it's been hard.
Seriously, this sign language, it looks like you're like ripping on her. That does not look normal. This is what sign language is?
Those around you. It's one easy action that makes us all safer.
Ew.
I know it's been hard. For more than 4 months, everyone's lives have been completely changed. We can't do some of the things that we were doing before.
This is ridiculous.
Everyone's lives have been completely changed. We can't do some of the things that we were doing before. But we can get through this together, and we will. And it will be so much easier, and fewer people will lose their lives if we are all patient and band together to fight this disease. So thank you.
Shut the fuck up. You might be wondering where Granholm is. Oh, she's going to come back into frame here down the line. It looks like she was getting fucked with her hair all fucked up.
Only way we can ensure full economic recovery is to mitigate this threat to public health. Thank you again.
Here comes the governor after getting banged.
All right.
She got a little, something about Mary going on with your hair there, girl.
Thank you, Director. Thank you, Dr. J, Lieutenant Governor.
Oh, look, she has her own sign language lady. The governor can't use everyone else's sign language lady. She has to spend taxpayer money to get her own. We need multiple sign language people up here to do this. Seriously, is there jizz in your hair?
With that, I am happy to open it up for a few questions.
Yes, is there jizz in your hair? No one wants to ask you a question. They want you to get the fuck off their television.
Governor, can you talk about so many parents at home?
Why are you happy and smiling? There is a pandemic. There's over 500,000 people dead. What has got you so happy and excited that you're smiling up here with a fucking load in your hair? Seriously.
Open it up for a few questions.
You stupid dumbass.
Governor,
Dude. Take that shit off. We don't want you repping us anymore.
can you talk about
Seriously, what is so funny? And there's people dead. You've taken away rights.
so many parents
Why are you happy? Look.
at home
Back on bangs. Back on bangs.
wondering about school in the fall? The metrics you're going to use and what a deadline would be for them to expect a decision as to whether schools can actually open.
I'm not ripping on the sign language people. Like, I know that's how they do it. I'm just saying, it just looks weird is all. I'm sorry.
So, as you'll
Don't give me shit about it.
recall,
In slow motion especially looks weird.
with the council's
Hmm?
recommendation and the executive order that reflected the work
I just don't get why we need multiple sign language people.
that they did, we have articulated a number of things for different phases of the My Safe Start re-engagement. School boards are
I feel like I called her Granholm at some point during this video. I have no idea. If I did, I'm sorry. I mean Whitmer.
To have plans for phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5, depending on what phase a particular region is in.
Like, I work with a deaf kid, and he doesn't act this bad. Like he doesn't need this much. He don't need this much help.
For instance,
Like, I know there's people who might, but still.
currently right now, if you're a school board in the UP, there are a number of recommendations. There are some requirements, but largely there's quite a bit of discretion that the school boards have to determine what school is going to look like. If you're in phase 4, how many cases today, Dr. J? About 900, almost 900 cases today. It's the largest number we've had since May 14th, right? So that's the trajectory that we're currently on. That's why
Like, for real, there's got to be something in your hair.
masking up is so
You didn't do that on purpose. That's not the style you wanted to do.
important right now. We are trying to hold on to staying in phase 4. But if that trajectory continues, and we have to move some regions back to
She almost hit the sign language lady?
hold
Does the
on
sign language lady have to move from that arm?
to staying in phase 4. But if that trajectory continues, and we have to move some regions back to phase 3, that means there will not be in-person.
I'm sorry.
Trajectory continues, and we have to move some regions back to phase 3. That means there will not be in-person instruction, and the school board plans about how they're going to deliver remote education are going to be utilized. And so what I can tell you is that if the numbers keep going where they're going, it's going to be very problematic, and we may very likely have to take some steps backwards. What I can tell you is, what are people going to do between now and that 55 days? If the majority of us mask up,
Shut the fuck up about the mask. What happened to 15 days to flatten the curve?
if all of us mask up,
If all of us mask up. Okay, if we all mask up, you're telling me the coronavirus just goes away and you're going to stop trying to bash Trump over it?
every kid will be in school this
The coronavirus goes away a week after Donald Trump is reelected as president.
fall. If everyone masks up,
If everyone masks up, let me rise and raise this mask and slam my fist. C'est un fall! C'est un spectacle! Mask!
let's mask up between now and that 55 days. If the majority of us mask up,
Slams fist.
if all of us mask up,
Slams fist.
every kid will be in school this fall. If everyone masks up,
Slams fist.
we're going to see our numbers plummet, and our economy is going to get stronger. If everyone masks up, we'll
Slams
move the whole
fist. How many times you gotta say the same thing, Hitler?
state into phase 5 and re-engage in a way that will be the envy of every other state in the nation. Now, if some of us mask up,
Slams fist.
well, we're going to watch the numbers and see where our caseloads go. But as we know, that the critical numbers we've been watching are the fact that we've increased our testing, which is something that is a great tribute to Dr. J and our health department doing.
Dr. J, the basketball player. If everybody mask up. If everybody mask up.
Incident of a stabbing up north. Does that alarm you, and what can be done
What are you doing? Trying to figure out how to put your mask on?
to protect
Did you put your mask on right up about there earlier?
employees who try to enforce this mask wearing when it's being seen as so contentious?
So let me start with this. You know, we're asking people to do a simple act of wearing a piece of cloth on their face, all right?
Cloth on the face.
Asking people to do a simple act of wearing a piece of cloth on their face.
Face. A cloth on the face.
We're asking people to do a simple act of wearing a piece of cloth on their face,
Face.
all right? It shouldn't be political. It
You were making it political!
shouldn't be about rivalries. It shouldn't be about anything other.
Then leave us the fuck alone and quit talking about it. You just slammed your fist 6 times about a mask. I don't have a podium where I'm slamming my fist. Don't wear the mask! Stop wearing a mask! I demand you to take the mask off! It's a
Than doing what we need to do to keep ourselves safe, our families safe, and our communities safe. All right? I've given the economic reasons for masking up. I've given the health reasons for masking up. It's the simple act of wearing a piece of cloth on your face when you're in a public space or when you're outside.
Why do you care so much? Why are you guys so focused on the mask? There's no other tips? You're not telling us to better our diet, get sunlight, get fresh air. All you're telling us to do is to put a mask on, and you won't shut the fuck up about it. You just keep going on and on about the mask. That's all you have? That's the best tip you have?
But
You wonder why we think you're stupid.
in a crowded space. That's it.
God, where's the bins? The disposable bins, the biohazard bins for our gloves if there's a pandemic? All you care about is the mask because it's not about our health.
Be this flashpoint that it seems.
What is this?
Space. That's it. This should not be this flashpoint that it seems to be. I'm incredibly sad about the tragedy that happened in Eaton County. I'm incredibly sad about the reaction that some have had. The majority of people are doing the right thing. And
No, they're not. Well, I mean, there's a lot of sheep, but I see a lot of people that don't give a flying shit about this.
I'm proud and grateful for that. I am grateful that this 70-something-year-old man stepped in to support a clerk who was asking a patron to just mask up. I cannot ever pretend that I understand someone that would become murderous over wearing a piece of cloth on your face. But what I can say is that violence is never the solution.
Keep making us wearing masks and keep putting on these press conferences where you slam your fists. You're going to get some pushback, lady.
We can disagree on a lot of things, but we all have to recognize that this is one simple act for the greater good, for our individual good, that will make a huge difference.
Nope, it won't. You want us all to accept the mask, because if we accept the mask, it's one step closer to accepting a vaccine. If we don't accept the mask, we're not accepting the vaccine. That is why you can't just come out and be like, all right, time for the vaccine. No, you're trying to get us ready for the vaccine. We're not accepting your fucking mask. The people who accept it, good. I'm glad. I hope they accept the mask. I hope they get the vaccine. I hope they die off and get the fuck off this plane with me. I don't want to deal with those sheep anymore.
I can tell you right now that the people of Florida are in the midst of what is the worst experience with COVID-19.
And then they don't give a flying rat's ass about it. They don't care. They don't know anyone dying. You can put whatever numbers and say whatever you want on TV. No one believes that shit anymore.
And that could be us in a matter of weeks.
Yeah, look at you pushing fear.
Don't take this seriously right now. So I ask people to show
Go wash your hair. You got a load in it,
some
lady.
kindness, some understanding, extend a little grace to one another.
Nope.
And just wear that mask when you're out and about.
Go fuck yourself. Eat a bag of dicks, bitch.
Your executive order on Friday did have a $500 fine penalty associated with that. When you were considering that, contemplating that, did you talk with local police departments?
Running out of time here. I only got 2 minutes.
What were your expectations?
She's being asked about the fine.
And since several of them have said we're not going to enforce it on various levels, what's your plan B?
Listen, plan B is people don't wear masks and we end up having to take steps back in the economy. That's what we're trying to
Look at her smile when she says it. Plan B is I got the power to shut things down again.
accomplish. Listen, we've never anticipated that a lot of people are going to get arrested and pay fines.
I've never seen someone so happy during a pandemic.
And this is not about being punitive. This is about recognizing this is a duty that each of us should undertake. We have laws, we have rules. No shoes, no shirt, no service. Now it's just no shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service. It's just one more thing that we can do that we must.
It's just one more thing, and then it'll be another thing and another thing. What don't you get, you dumb fucking bitch?
To keep people safe. If the state of Alabama today is issuing an ordinance or issuing an executive order just like the one that I signed, this tells you it's not a partisan issue. This isn't about anything other than trying to get our arms around a virus that does not care who you
Trying to get your arms around something that's invisible and doesn't exist. That makes sense.
are, that travels because you're traveling. So when you're out and about traveling, wear the mask. Now, as regard to the sheriffs and local law enforcement, we do have an ongoing dialogue. I know we
put a mask over your face.
We've got some calls set up for this week, and I think that that's important. I'm hopeful that sheriffs will recognize.
All right, I gotta go. That's it.